Hello and welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell all the coolest Japanese collectibles straight out of Japan. Please check the description of this video for more details, including our Facebook page and our eBay store. So today we'll be looking at these two figures, which is the Brotherhood series produced by Banpresto. And of course Brotherhood refers to Luffy and Ace, which is maybe a bit of a spoiler and not the actually brothers, of course, but yeah, I mean that's why it's called Brotherhood, I guess, rather than actual brothers. And these figures were actually released, I forget when, to be honest. It was quite a few years ago. Yeah, 2011. So yeah, and one thing I should say at the start is these figures, of course, were released when we only knew about Luffy and Ace. But in actual fact, of course, there was a third so-called brother, which was Sabo. And in fact, just I think 2 weeks ago, Brotherhood Series 2 was released, and I did actually make a video of that one, so I'll put a link to that in this video. So that actually has all three brothers, and a new Ace and Luffy were actually released. So that kind of makes, to be honest, this figure series a little bit redundant, because most people who buy or want a figure of the Brotherhood would probably want Sabo as well. So yeah, but these figures are still they're still pretty cool. They're actually very collectible in Japan. They're quite rare. Ace figures are always very, very popular. In fact, his MSP, his Master Stars piece, which is one of the bigger figures released by Banpresto, has actually been re-released twice. It was so popular, so it's had 3 versions. So yeah, but anyway, let's get into the figures. So maybe I'll show you the box first. So this is the box artwork. So you can see the one on the left is actually, I've got them the wrong way around. A bit silly, wasn't it? So you got Luffy, obviously, on the left-hand side, and the two boxes kind of do combine. And you can get these figures, I mean they were released as 2 separate figures, but it really makes no sense to get one of them, to be honest. So it's the side of the box and the back, so that's what it's meant to look like if I get them into focus. And then that's the other side. And then the top is not particularly interesting, here's the bottom. And then of course you've got Ace, which has a pretty similar design, same back and slightly different side. So they're the boxes. So let's now actually have a look at the figures. So this is Luffy. Of course, I really like the fire effects. It's actually, you can move it a little bit. Some nice toning in the base you can see there. Just looks really quite nice. You've got even his like straw hat and things like that, so it's a pretty nice piece. And then this is Ace. Ace, of course, is known as Hiken no Ace, which is like Fire Fist Ace, and he has the ability, of course, to produce fire. So that's why there is actually fire on him. And you can see there's quite a lot of it on his arms, his hand, and his back, his tattoo. Like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty damn cool. So that's probably the advantage of this one. Like the new Brotherhood one does have them in fire, but I don't think there's actually any fire on them physically. But that one's pretty. This one's actually looks pretty cool. So you still might want to get the Brotherhood one. So yeah, they look pretty cool. So they don't actually. Obviously these are meant to be displayed together, they don't actually click in, there's no sort of clicking or attaching device, which kind of would have been nice, to be honest, but there is a little part that sticks out here on Luffy's base, which I think is meant to sort of serve as a bit of a backer for Ace. And it's kind of a strange display because the two, if I can get them, so the two base, like Ace's base is actually more forward than Luffy's, but that's how it's meant to be displayed, because that way the two are sort of, you know, hand in hand, fighting hand in hand. So actually it looks nice displayed with the box as well, I think. So yeah. So in terms of the height, I actually found a ruler with centimeters and inches, because some people complain, want to know how big it is in inches and things. So you can see there's like half a centimeter at the bottom. So it's about, what, 12.5 centimeters. So they are a little bit on the small side, but you know, there's lots of detail. So if I flick that around, we can do this. So that's about 5 inches. About 5 inches, 12.5 centimeters. So yeah, so I mean, the only thing I think to sort of complain about these figures is that obviously these were released, you know, when the story was still developing quite early. And of course, since then, you know, it's been revealed that there was another person, which was Sabo, and yeah. So, as I said, I don't really have any complaints, to be honest, with these figures. I probably would have liked to have maybe had the bases clicking in, but it doesn't really matter because they're just going to be sitting on your shelf anyway. I really love the detail with the fire and the way that it's sort of on his shoulder and his arms and things like that. And it does kind of look well, actually, with two of them. With three brothers, it kind of does look a little bit crowded, and you've always got to have one at the back. But at least this way, you know, it looks really good with the two of them. And yeah, it's I don't know, I just think it's a really cool one. I really like the boxes as well. You know, just lots of detail and really nice figures. So yeah, so that's the One Piece Brotherhood Series 1 figure. If you want other figures of Luffy and Aces, you know, there's quite a few different ones. You get the MSPs. There's also the Grand Line Children's series, which had actually a lot of figures, but you could also have a 3 with Luffy, Ace, and Sabo and things like that. So if you're looking to have some kind of display, and you know, maybe these figures aren't what you want, feel free to get in touch with us through the details in the description, and we can make some recommendations to you. But yeah, anyway, for now, that's the Banpresto Brotherhood Series 1, released in 2011. Thank you very much for watching.